Hello, everyone. I'm Dennis.
I'm Andrew.
We are the Crafty Lumberjacks. We are so excited to be here with you all today, crafting for the summer. Today, we're making these DIY paper cicadas. We have also added them to clothespins. This way, you can add them around your yard, in your home, use them as magnets on your fridge.
It would be cute on a gift, you know, someone who loves bugs. Oh, look, earrings. Hello.
And, shout out for Michaels to having us, and of course, our partner Fiskars for having us. We do these classes every month. Next month, August 5th, we are making these DIY mini notebooks. They are super cute, all made out of paper.
These are literally from scrap paper. We're not saying we decorated mini notebooks. We made the notebook. So we took about 7 pieces of scrap paper and made a book. This one is really, really fun. Check it out. I cannot wait for this one.
Yes, and of course, that's up on the Michaels website now. You can sign up for that right away. And at the end of today's class, we're going to be doing a giveaway. So we hope you stay through the whole class. We have some fun items to give away today.
Yes, and
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, that's okay. And if you've been here before, you know that every month we do a giveaway. Every time we do a class, we do a giveaway. So if this is your first time, definitely come back. All right, are we ready to get started?
I think so. So we're going to go through what materials you need today to make this project, and then we'll jump to the other camera. So today, like I said, we're making the DIY paper clothespin cicadas. This is the summer of the cicadas. They're coming at you from left and right everywhere. So we thought this is a perfect summer craft.
I love this craft. If you are at home and you didn't gather your materials, there's still time. You really don't need a lot of materials for this craft. Let's go over the materials we're using. And if you're at home and you're saying, I don't have that specific thing, you can easily swap it out with something else. Use your imagination. Oftentimes when at the end of the class, we're like, show us what you made. Somebody made something using some other materials. And we're like, that's even better. Oh my gosh. So we're going to be using cardstock black paper. You could use construction paper. We're also going to be using some brown and black cardstock. We also have some
little body there,
some fun glitter paper, some red paper for those iconic eyes. We're also using tracing paper for the wings. Now, this is like a product that we got from Michaels, and whenever I can think of using it, I want to use it because it'll just like sit there. So we're using this for this class and for our class in September.
Yes.
That's for the wings. If you don't have tracing paper, you could use parchment paper, or you could just use
computer paper.
Or
whatever paper you have at home.
Absolutely.
And what's really fun about the tracing paper that we discovered is that it kind of makes that cicada crinkling sound. I mean, they're so loud. Obviously, we can't replicate that sound. But when we were kind of playing with this, we're like, it kind of is a little noisy.
Yeah, it is noisy. And I like that it's a little translucent. So it really has this wing effect. We are also using a pair of our kid scissors today. We are using a silicone mat, which we use almost every class. This is a great tool. We're going to talk about it as the class goes on. And we are also using our paper edgers today, which is so much fun. This, gives that fun, what is it, like wavy shapes around where you cut it. Love these. Classic. And we're also using a bone folder, tape, some confetti punches, hot glue, and glue.
But but you don't need all those.
Sounds like a lot, but really all you need is paper, glue, tape, and something to color with. All right?
All right. So let's get started, shall we? We can jump to the other camera here.
Yes.
We're going to start with our clothespin. I'm just going to paint the clothespin here because we are doing a cicada that's black. So I wanted the clothespin to match the color of his body, but you don't have to do that. You can leave your clothespin all natural. Really simple here. I'm just going to paint it. We do have a little hack, a little tip here. I'm just going to take a little piece of paper, and I'm actually going to be using my kid scissors. What's great about the Fiskars kid scissors is it has a really wide handle here, and it also has a blunt tip, making it safe for kids and adults, people of any ages. And what's awesome about these scissors is that they make these scissors for kids of different ages.
Yeah.
So this one goes up to age 4, I believe, right?
This one's 8 and up, or I think around 8 and up. And this one's great. I mean, actually, both are really great. We always say when we do classes with kids' scissors that we always have scissors laying around all our apartments, and we will use these scissors all of the time, even Even the kids ones. I love them.
Yes,
so
we kind of just grab and go, you know, whatever we can find.
Absolutely. And Michael's is great because it has the two different kinds of kid scissors, meaning kids from all ages can find scissors at Michael's to fit their needs. Kayla just put in a link, I believe, to the kids' scissors.
Yeah, so 5-inch scissors recommended for 4 and up.
There we go.
Fiskars 6-inch scissors recommended for 8 and up. So you can kind of see the difference here between 4 and 6.
And
but again, they all do the same things and they work just as well.
You know, we were going to a friend's house for a little birthday gathering. We didn't know what to bring. Kids scissors, always a perfect gift to bring to someone who has kids, because we all know kids have so much stuff, but you can't have too many scissors.
Yes, and you know, these scissors also come in a wide variety of different colors, which we love. I'm sure you've seen on our Instagram if you follow along. We did a fun video with our scissor collection. But this is my little tip, and we're going to be giving away these scissors as part of the giveaway today. For painting the clothespin, I'm just cutting a little piece of paper here, and I'm just going to put my clothespin there, and then I'm going to use the paper as kind of an extra set of hands just while I paint there.
I love that hack because, you know, I think I spent so many years painting these things, getting my fingers
getting paint all over you.
Come on.
And I am working, if you see on the table here, it's a silicone mat. We use this silicone mat all the time with our crafting for a hot glue gun, for paint, because anything that gets on here washes off really easily. So it's a great way to protect your surface and also have something to work on. Oh my gosh, I'm painting the paper. It's one of those days, but I'm just painting the clothespin.
Oh my gosh.
And you can do this sloppily, you can do this neatly, whatever you want to be doing. But again, that's just my little hack to paint the clothespin.
And you don't have to paint it at all if you don't want.
Well, I already said that, but
yeah.
We're going to do a deep dive today with some cicada trivia. At the end of our class, we always do a question, and we have you write in your answers to win the giveaway.
You know, I have to say, I think I really like cicadas, and I'm not sure if it's because they're not always around every summer.
Maybe that's why. Maybe if you were exposed to them, you'd be like, oh man, I can't take it anymore.
Yeah, you know, like they're the bugs that just pop in every few years. But you know, cicadas are one of the oldest or longest living bugs.
Yeah, insects.
And they can live up to 17 years. Which is pretty crazy.
That's insane.
And you know, the interesting thing is they spend most of their time underground.
Right.
And only a fraction of their life above.
You know, the more you talk about it, I think I would actually like to live my life as a cicada.
There it is.
Excluded, you know, or like, you know, shuffled away by myself.
Hibernating.
Hibernating and just popping out every now and then and being like, hey, how you doing?
And, you know, I was reading about cicadas, and I found out that cicadas actually, when they're underground and they're hibernating, they're nourishing themselves. They're drinking juices from the tree roots.
I mean, if you got it,
drink
cicada it. Okay, I think that's good. No one needs to watch me paint the clothespin.
Thank you.
Okay, let's get on to our next step here.
Okay, so our next step, we're going to start with the wings. And what we need to do is we need to start with a square piece of paper. So I'm going to be taking it from my tracing paper. Again, if you don't have that, that's okay. Do you mind scooching over just a hair? Thanks.
You say cicada.
I say cicada. Okay, if you do not know how to cut a perfect square, I'm going to show you. So what you want to do is you want to take your rectangular piece of paper and then take one of the ends and bring it all the way to the edge. And then you're going to crease it. And you know what? I'm actually going to crease it with my bone folder. Now, if you don't know what a bone folder is, it's actually one of the oldest crafting tools. And it is great. This is another great gift if you know a crafter in your life, because
or a sewer.
Or a sewer. Oh yeah, they're perfect for sewing. What's really nice about this is it gives a nice clean edge when you fold it. Of course, you can use your finger, but if you got it, fold it, right?
Hey-o.
So here we go. And now we're just going to take our scissors And we're going to cut off the extra. I like to call this...
sometimes, you know, people actually ask us, and I think back in the day, the bone folder was actually made out of bone.
It was actually made out of bone.
Right? And that's kind of how it got its name. But now they're made out of plastic.
Yes. So then
oh,
you want to just cut off your excess. I like to call this the snowflake fold because that's how we start most of our snowflakes. Okay. Sorry. Did you want to say something else?
No, I was just going to say we use this tool all the time for folding, for scrapbooking. I think this is part of the giveaway today. We also use this a lot in our sewing. If you're doing a pillow or kind of any like a closet sachet, you know, when you turn out the edges, we use this to kind of poke out the edges.
Yes, it's a great sewing. It's really very very helpful.
Yeah, we use this a lot.
Okay, now that we have our square, I like to open it up and look at it. Wow, look at all that hard work we just did. Okay.
I made it square.
We're going to take two of these edges and we're going to round them out. This is just going to help with the wing look at the end. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to round it out. Now you can fold it and do it, but I have to be honest, when I do it this way, for some reason, I feel like I always get a little bit of an M or a W shape. So I like to just open it and then just cut a curve. So here we go. It doesn't have to be perfect. There we go.
Should I be making one with you?
Do you want to be making one? He feels left out.
Yeah,
sure.
Just so I have something.
Here you go. And then I'm going to flip it over and do one on the other side. Now, if you're crafting along with us, will you let us know in the chat just so I know if I should be going slower, faster? If there are any kids that are crafting along, let me know too. And if you're ever stuck on something or want me to repeat something, please let us know.
Yes.
There we go.
I'm just reading about these scissors here, and the handle is actually anti-macro. I'm going to stop it there, which means it protects bacteria and odors growing on the handles. So if you got a lot of kids running around.
Antimicrobial?
There you go.
Oh, gosh. Should have read that before.
But who knew?
Who knew? I love that. You know, that's why we love Fiskars. They're always thinking about the best products they can put out there. It's really wonderful.
And I mean, if you've been in one of these classes before, my mom had the Fiskars products. My whole childhood growing up, she was a quilter and a crafter, and you better not lay a hand on her Fiskars scissors. Even all her scissors were labeled in the package, and it was like, keep your hands off these scissors. But now kids can have their own. I love that.
All right, so here we have our wings nice and cut. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to draw using our color pencils. We're going to color all of the wings. Now, I like to think of it as an ombre effect. So what I like to do is I like to take my color pencils. I like to find colors in the same hue. That means, you know, colors that go together. So I'm going to be going with greens and yellows, these nice warm colors. I'm going to pull out all of the ones that kind of go.
Hi, Hilda is crafting with us today.
Oh, that's great. Here we go. A couple greens, a couple of, there we go. And I'm going to start with my oranges and then go down to my yellows and then go down to my greens. That's going to give me a nice ombre effect.
And you're starting with the corner edge or the rounded edge?
You know, it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to start from the pointed edge.
Okay.
And you know what I like about this? I can be nice and sloppy when I do it because you're really only going to see the color. And when I color, sometimes I like to go in different directions. Anything to just kind of bring out that color and add some texture. I have to say what I also love about this silicone mat is it makes it nice and spongy while you're coloring on top. Do you notice that, Dennis?
Yes.
So it's, especially if you have a bumpy table or a table with grooves, this is a great mat just to put right on top.
You know, and this is where you can get really crafty and creative here because you get to customize and pick the colors that you like.
That's
the
right.
cicada you want to create. You know, we're going with black cardstock here, but of course you can use green. Someone DM'd us a picture of their cicada in their backyard.
It was so pretty.
And it was this beautiful bright green, which I didn't think they were that color.
No.
And I was like, oh my gosh.
You know, regionally, they're just different in different regions.
You know,
So it
so you
depends
can
where you
really
live.
vibe, you know, pick your little mood ring there and make it your own.
Yes, when you with the tissue, or I keep calling it tissue paper, the the tracing paper, there it is a little thin. So sometimes when I actually scratched it right here. That's okay. It doesn't really matter. My cicada has been through a lot.
Haven't we all, dear?
So just keep coloring in different directions. You could even flip it over if you want.
Mine, I didn't listen to the instructions, and mine is looking like a little black and blue, but that's okay.
That's okay.
Like Chanel said, these videos are recorded and they're placed on the Michaels YouTube channel about a day later. So you can go back and look at all their crafty videos that they've made. We have a handful of videos on there. And of course, all of these projects are always broken down on our website, craftylumberjacks.com, where you can get step-by-step instructions, also links to the products and craft supplies that we're using. And it's just a great resource. Sometimes I'll go and I'll kind of be on the Michaels YouTube channel, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, they've had so much in the last couple of years.
I know. We'll get down a rabbit hole.
Some of the things that they do are so creative. Yeah. But of course, we want you to come to our classes. But
it's fun.
But you can see others.
It's fun to come to any of the classes live.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right. Mine is.
Yours looks so nice. Yeah. I'll keep going.
Okay. Great. So now the next step is we're going to, you want to point the paper so your edges that weren't cut are in front of you. Does that make sense? Like north and south. I think that makes sense, right?
Yeah. So your original fold. So rounded edges,
east and west. The pointed edges north and south. And now we're going to do an accordion fold, which is really you're just going to take your wings, and I'm going to do it about an inch, maybe a little less than an inch.
We do have, I know people are wondering if Teddy's here. Yes, he is here. He's crafting along with us. He's judging every move. Say hi, Teddy. We put out a piece of paper for him to sit on. He's sitting on a piece of tracing paper.
That's his crafting ability. He likes to sit on it and then,
and judge.
Okay, so I'm going about an inch, maybe a little, I want to go a little smaller. You can do it however you want, but a little smaller than an inch.
Yeah, and I'm just going to show kind of what it looks like here. So you see, that's the fold.
Yeah. So you want to start with your one fold and then take your paper, move it back, and fold it again. And then repeat. And as you're doing it, you want to try to line up your folds so they're together. But, so that means that this edge of this fold is lining up to the edge of the last fold. But if that doesn't happen, that's okay. There, and I can use my bone folder for a nice crease. This is also really helpful because I can hold with one hand and then push it along. Now, let's say you ordered your bone folder and it's not going to get here for a few days and you want to use something that's like it. You could always use a gift card, a credit card, something like that. Mm-hmm. But you know what I like? I like the bone folder has this nice like dull edge that's really nice. It doesn't like rip the paper.
Yes, yeah. It's very smooth.
But actually, you know what you could use?
What?
Your pair of scissors.
Yes.
There we go.
Just smooth it down. Smooth it down. He's a smooth operator.
There we go.
I think most of you know Andrew and I live in Astoria, Queens, New York. This morning we had a chance to go to the New York Botanical Garden where they have a whole down the rabbit hole Wonderland exhibit, and it was really cool.
It was really cool, and we were reminiscing because the last time we were there for a Fiskars event.
Yes, that's right. The Orchid Show with Farmer Nick.
Yeah, so that was super fun. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to open it up. I mean, come on. How cute is that? So what we're going to do now is we are going to trace some of these lines. I'm going to show you a finished one just so you can see what it looks like. So what we're going to do is we're going to trace every other fold with these lines. This just helps give the wings a little bit more dimension. And if you have a chance to look up what a cicada wing looks like, it's extremely intricate and beautiful. So we wanted to replicate that easily just by tracing over the lines. Now you can do this with a black color pencil, any color colored pencil, or even a marker would work just fine. So the thing I like about this too is it does not need to be perfect. It can be nice and sloppy. So I'm just going over a couple of times.
Annual cicadas are green and black. Periodic cicadas are the reddish orange.
Oh, that's interesting. So here I am.
And the New York cicadas wear black.
Yes.
That's a joke. Somebody was asking, like, or I don't know, trying to give me fashion advice. And they're like, oh, you got to wear white socks. And I'm like, baby, in New York, everybody wears black.
Everybody wears black.
No, there's no color in New York. Are you crazy?
Here we go. So we're just doing every other crease. You could do every crease if you wanted. It really doesn't matter. Actually, I think did I mess that up? No. Okay, wait. There we go.
That fact came from Nancy. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you, Nancy. You know, I honestly did not know there were annual cicadas. But we got a picture of a green one recently, and it was quite beautiful.
Yeah, his eyes were crazy.
He was beautiful no matter what they say. So here we go. This looks off to me. I don't know why. I might have folded it wrong, but that's okay. And then I'm going to take my color pencil, and I'm just going to trace around it. Again, just optional steps, but anything to highlight.
The folds.
The folds and the wings, I just kind of like. And what I love is using the silicone mat because when I'm...
Sorry, excuse my reach.
When I'm drawing or coloring, I like to go off the paper. So as you can see, this leaves no marks. Here I'm drawing right on. Leaves no marks.
Well, and if it does, it cleans up very easily.
Yeah.
Because actually, this is the same silicone mat that we've had for 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think 5 years.
And we rinse it off and you put it on our shower rod.
Every time.
To dry.
Really, when you have to clean the silicone mat, all you have to do is rinse it under the sink, wipe it, and then you can let it dry. You can put it outside. We put ours right over our shower. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to fold mine into, yeah, you can use a different color. So just to recheck, I'm going to refold it. You don't have to do this. Okay, I think this is right. There we go. Okay, we have Teddy. He's
slowly creeping.
He's interested in the sounds. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just connect some of these lines randomly. All that means is I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw a line. I like to do a slight curve. It does not matter if they're straight, curved. They don't have to. These are going to be all folded. So if you don't like a line, don't fret. You really won't notice it.
Yeah, this is all to just really give the wings more life, more dimension, more interest.
Yeah, you know when you see like bug wings, like a fly, and they have all those segments in them? That's what we're just replicating easily. There we go. I'm even going to do one like this.
And then we're gonna add some polka dots, right? For some spots.
Yes. All right. So like Dennis said, now we're going to add some spots. Again, this is just for fun. You can just take your
Connie.
Colored pencil and just
welcome.
Add a few spots here and there. You know, this is a great craft if you are, you know, if you have kids and you're having a group of kids over. We have a niece and nephew who we would try to craft with all the time, and I feel like some crafts are really easy for them to, you know, hold their interest and some aren't. I think this is a craft that would, you know, give them time to kind of focus on the wings and then move on. So it's, you know, there's a lot going on.
It could be
there's a lot going on with this craft.
Time to do it.
All right.
But if you're adult, I love thinking about adding these to your houseplants.
I
think that's so funny.
I know. If you're an adult, I mean, sometimes I just want like a fun, mindless craft where I can get immersed and not have to think too hard about it. This is one of them.
Yes, I'm just reading about cicadas. It said more than 3,000 species exist. So that's why we got green ones, we got purple ones, we got red ones, we got black ones, we got brown ones.
All right, now I'm going to refold. And we're going to come back to the wings after we work on the body.
We have a cicada that we'd love to share with the group if there is time. Oh, that would be amazing.
I would love to see it.
Is it a real cicada or one that you're making? Oh, Connie still can't get into the craft room.
What I like about the tracing paper too is as I'm working with it, it's kind of getting crinkly. So it's giving it even more texture, which I think is really fun. Okay. Can I move on to the body?
Go for it.
Okay.
Or do you want to finish the wings or body now?
I'm going to do the body and we're going to come back to the wings when we attach them. I think that might be the easiest way. Teddy is...
It's a real one.
Oh, it's a real one.
Teddy's on the paper.
Oops, sorry, buddy. All right, so now we're going to need our black paper. You can use scrap paper, anything you have. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut out the body. Now, you can freehand it or you can draw it. I'm going to draw mine just so you can kind of see, but either way would work just fine. What you want to do is think about an oval that is about 4 inches long. So I'm going to draw out my oval. Dennis, I'll draw one for you too.
Okay, I'm going to do it on the blue.
Oh, okay, great.
Or I can do it on the black.
You can do it on the blue. It's fine. He can make his different. Now, when I'm cutting something out from a big piece of paper, if you've watched this class before, you know my trick, but I'm going to do it again. I like to make a smaller piece of paper. It's easier to work with than trying to cut around this big piece. So I just cut it out quickly and then I actually cut it out. Now, when I'm cutting out something that's rounded, I like to turn the paper and not the scissors. So I'm not moving the hand that's cutting the curve. I'm turning it with the hand that's holding the paper. That helps me focus on opening and closing the scissors, and it also helps get a smoother curve. There we go. So we have the cicada body. I feel like when we were kind of workshopping this, we were trying to think of how we could make the cicada. We tried it with like a toilet paper roll. We tried it a few different ways. And then Dennis had the idea of the clothespin. And I thought that was really cute. But I was just thinking of how many different things we...
Yes, how many... Yes.
Yeah.
How many cicadas we had laying around.
We had a handful of cicadas. Okay, so now if you look at a picture of a cicada, you will see that it has all this texture on its body. We thought we would replicate that by giving a few lines of brown paper using the paper edgers. Now, if you haven't used a paper edger before, they're super fun. They are so fun.
They're the pinking shears and the scallop shears.
They're so cool. These almost look like waves. So what I like to do is I like to hold the paper and then cut. And then I like to try to line up where I last cut. Not important, but you can if you want. And then cut again. I remember as a kid, I would focus so hard on trying to do that. Just so it looks like one line. There we go.
And we're using the scallop ones for this. This is going to be part of our giveaway too. It comes with, it's a 2-pack. It comes with the scallop and the pinking shears, which is kind of like a shark bite.
Yeah, we're going to
like
use that
Jaws.
for like the legs.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
That's right. I forgot we used that.
I love those. You know, I remember, I feel like I would always see scrapbooking back in the day was big with pinking shears.
Yeah,
and the scallop shears. Yeah. I love that.
So you're just cutting like a thin line, right?
Yeah. And this is just to get a texture. Let's say you don't have brown paper, you don't have the pinking shears. You can. Oh, am I calling it pinking? Pinking shears, or the scalloped edges with the paper edgers. You could draw them on. You could use your scissors and cut out a wavy line yourself. You have many options to kind of do this. Let me cut one more of these out and show you one more time. Oops, sorry.
That's okay.
And then I like to flip it and do it again. You know, when crafting, crafting is all about texture, adding color. So whenever you can do it, do it.
Yes.
So I'm going to start adding on these lines or these pieces of paper. I think I'm actually going to cut them in half. And that'll give me 4 pieces that I can overlay. Now for this, I'm just using a little bit of craft glue. If you have a glue stick, that would work fine.
How perfect does the oval of the body have to be?
The oval of the body does not need to be perfect at all. In fact, the wings are going to cover it. So none of this has to be perfect.
I like to hear that.
Yes.
I do.
And with crafting, I mean, come on, nothing ever has to be perfect.
Pretty, pretty, please. This is like karaoke crafting.
Yes, whenever you can think of a song that goes with our
with whatever you're saying,
you must say it. There we go. And now for one of my favorite parts, I just find this so satisfying. You can turn it over and cut off the edges to give you that perfect look. It's much easier than trying to cut something to size and glue it right in the middle, you know? You can do it. You can turn it over or you can do it front ways. I think turning it over is a little bit easier. If you have a little glue spillage like me, don't worry, it's going to dry clear. Dennis, do you want to be doing the legs or you want me to just...
You can just do the legs.
Okay, Dennis is... Can I show yours? Can I show yours?
I know. It
That's
looks like
cute.
a Nickelodeon character.
Oh, I like it.
I'm using what I had.
That's right. Okay, so now we're going to...
Is your oval bigger than your clothespin?
Is my oval bigger than my clothespin? My oval is bigger than my clothespin. If your oval is not bigger than your clothespin, that's okay. I would align it like this. I would just have the back have the clothespin part. That way, it's actually easier to open and close. And I'm sorry, I should have maybe specified you want your oval to be a little bigger than your clothespin. But I don't think you need to start over. Okay, so now with the legs, we're going to do a very similar thing that we did to these ridges. Very, very easy. I'm going to be using the pinking shears.
There you go.
I think I was thinking like Peking duck, and I've always said it, and I think you've corrected me for like 10 years. You're like, no.
Wow,
no.
he listens, everybody.
Sometimes. And here we go. I think the pinking ones are my favorites.
With the brown paper?
Okay, if you were just coming in or you missed that, we made the design with the brown paper using these paper edgers.
Yeah, and these are the scallops.
And these are the scallops. What's great about the paper edgers, they come 2 in a pack. So you get the scallops and you get the pinking.
Yeah,
which is what we're doing now. One is a
curved and one is a pointy. But like Andrew was saying, if you don't have those, these are actually going to be part of our giveaway today. But if you don't have them, you can just take your regular scissors and make a little wavy kind of pattern. Again, it's just to add texture, give it more detail, more life.
Okay, I have to say, I'm having a moment where I'm like, I need to explain the legs a little more clear than the body. And I was like, let me go run and get a ruler. Well, let me just show you what I just noticed. This is the silicone mat. It comes with a ruler. It comes with a ruler. So we want the legs to be about 6 inches. About. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can make them longer. And what we're going to do, typical cicadas have 6 legs. We just did 2 pairs for ours, but you could easily do 6. We only did that because you really don't see them on the other behind the wings. But for today, we could do 6. Why not? Sure. We're going to cut 3 long strips about 6 inches long using the pinking shears. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting nice and thin, long strips. Now, again, if you don't have the pinking shears, don't worry. You can just cut them with a regular pair of scissors. You just want it to be thin and about 6 inches long. So here's my first one. We're going to do a whole set of 3, which is going to give us actually 6. So we have 1, 2,
I saw another fun fact about the cicadas, which kind of is a callback to the safety feature here on the scissors, that the wings repel water and bacteria, just like the handle of the scissors.
Wow, that's a full circle moment.
I know. Sometimes you see those bugs with like these wings, and you're like, how do they do this?
I know.
But I guess they're waterproof.
They're incredible.
It's fascinating.
I was going to say, this was reminding me, I'm going to use this one as an edge. We love to give handmade gifts or try to make store-bought gifts a little more personalized. So gift wrapping, of course, is a huge thing. You could cut out strips and then fold them and then put them in a gift. You could do this like quick little accordion
like the
fold.
Paper thing. Yeah.
How cute is that? And then it has the little edges, which gives it just a little more detail. I mean, how cute would that be in a gift? I would love this. It would take no time. Throw on a show, cut out a ton of these, put them in your holiday gifts, your birthday gifts. Come on. Okay. We're going to come back to the legs. We're going to move to the eyes.
Moving on to the eyes.
Well, I think it's easier.
No, I like this, doing all the separate pieces and then kind of assembling.
I think so. What do you need, Dennis?
I need the pinking shears for my arms. Thank you.
All right. So we're moving on to the eyes. And what we want to do is we want to cut out 2 circles. I think the most iconic part about a cicada are the eyes. I feel like they're very very noticeable.
Those eyes
are iconic. So the way I like to get 2 equal shapes when I'm cutting is folding it. And for today, I'm going to draw it because I'm going to draw my circle just so I don't mess up. Now, how big do I want this? I want it to be about the size of a dime. I think that's how I'm going to start it off, because what I've noticed about when I cut is that I start off big and then I keep trimming a little bit more to get it perfect, and then I end up with a much smaller size. So
we've all been there.
I'm folding it. I'm going to cut around it to make it easier for cutting purposes. And now I'm going to cut out the eyes, which will give me 2. And again, I'm moving the paper and not moving my scissors. And I'm also doing this with my tongue out because that's how I cut.
That actually helps. It helps.
Does anybody else cut with their tongue out?
Thing. Yes, Connie does.
I'm actually surprised.
See how
I could talk and
do this.
And do this. Like,
it is hard to talk and craft.
I mean,
oh my gosh, now I'm just finally seeing all the videos of all our little crafters.
Oh my gosh, I didn't see that either. All right, so now I have my 2 eyes that are cut. Does anyone want me to slow down? Or am I doing okay? I love that.
You're doing okay.
I love that. Now, we wanted to add some little teeny round eyes. Something I love to use for small circles is this confetti punch. It comes, Fiskars has these great party packs. This is one of the confetti punches. This is another great one for adding to your gifts, your cards. We use this all the time. But what's great about this is it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different size circles. So we use this for all different types of projects.
Yeah,
this
so we'll
is great.
even do it like when we send mail.
Yeah, we
did
love.
Did you say that already? Like for a birthday card or
right?
Yeah. Oh, did you say that?
Not fully.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we love to punch out a ton of these.
Yeah, confetti bomb them.
And then put them in the cards. And then
they're like, why'd you do that?
Now, if you don't have a confetti punch at the moment, don't worry. You could either hand cut your circles or you could take a marker and just add 2 little pupils.
Can I have the glitter paper for my eye?
Sure.
Y'all ain't ready for my cicada. Okay,
she
is looking very cute.
I didn't know I was teaching a class and assisting Dennis, but I'm happy to do so. All right, I have my 2 pupils here, and I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to them and put them right in the center. Now, if you don't want to do this, you could use googly eyes.
Oh,
that would be super cute. There's so many different ways you could do this. You could draw them right onto your black paper. That is up to you. That's the best part about crafting. You can really be creative and make something completely different, like Dennis.
Yes, and what's so good with Andrew always thinks of Andrew does a lot of eyes for a lot of our different projects, and really he always says the trick is just layering.
Yeah,
when you start to layer different circles upon circles, it really gives this new dimension, new life.
Absolutely,
those are 2 different.
I was going to say I think I did them 2 different.
Do these go kind of to the side?
Yeah, they go a little to the side. We haven't added them to our body yet.
Oh, I'm gluing mine.
That's okay.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure that they're the same size, even though he's kind of cute, looking a little wonky. But since I have all these punches, I'm just going to do it.
I have another cicada fact here.
All right.
Cicadas can buzz louder than a lawnmower. And actually, we heard it's louder than a motorcycle.
I heard some species of cicadas can do it louder than a motorcycle.
That's insane.
That is crazy. Okay, I'm going to add my eyes.
I'm going to do blue eyes.
I'm going to add my eyes to my paper, to my cicadas. Dennis was saying, do we want them far out? I think so. When I see a cicada, I think their eyes are really far apart. I think someone said they're going to attach their eyes with a little foam riser. So they're a little,
I love that. Yes.
Higher.
3D.
I think that's such a great idea.
Well,
so
I love that.
I'm just adding a little bit of glue and I'm putting them nice and far apart. Usually when I'm making a little cute animal, I put them nice and close together just because they look kind of cartoony. But I don't know, cicadas they sure are different. So I think the farther apart, the better. I mean, come on. That's pretty adorable if I say so myself.
If I get it.
If I say so myself. I got it now. Okay. Does everyone have their eyes done? If you have your eyes done, can you give me a thumbs up?
All right.
If you're still working, that's okay. I'm going to give everybody about 30 seconds to finish their eyes, and then we're going to move on to our basically just putting everything together. Now, I'm going to give you a cicada fact while you're working that I read, and it was that some cicadas, when they bury themselves in the ground to hibernate, they go 8 feet underground. Isn't that crazy? And the way they know how to come back up, that it's summertime and it's time to come back up, is the temperature of the soil.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, we
Very
ready?
Very cute.
Okay, so now we're going to do our legs. So what I'm going to do, we have our 3 long strips for our legs. I'm going to turn over my cicada. And now you can use tape or glue for this. I'm going to use tape, but if you have glue, you could just use glue. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up my first 2. Let me see here. Yes. Right next to each other. So they're not in the middle of my cicada. They're a little closer to the eyes. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So I'm putting them almost right below the eyes.
And they're kind of next to each other.
And they're kind of next to each other. And I'm just going to take a little piece of tape. Again, you could just glue that right there, but since we're going to use the tape in a minute, I'm just going to use a little bit of tape for this. And I'm just going to tape them both down, just like that. You'll never see the bottom of this, so it's okay if it's a little, if it doesn't look pretty. And then I'm going to take my next one and I'm going to put it towards the bottom. So not in the middle, but towards the bottom. Then I'll just add another piece of tape.
We have not a lot of spiders, but we have a few spiders in our home here. And I don't mind a spider as long as I can keep my eye on where they're at.
Sure.
This morning, our little spider disappeared for a little bit.
Oh, I know.
And Andrew was like, oh no, what happened to the spider?
Where's our spider?
But he came back.
Yes. Okay, so now I like this part because it's fun. Now you can get creative. You can do it however you want. You can fold your legs, because I don't know, that doesn't look too much like a bug to me. So I'm going to fold my legs. I'm going to take one side and then fold it so it almost looks like an L or a backwards L, just like that.
Very cute.
So I'm going to do it for these two so you can see. So I'll take one and then I'm just going to fold it and pinch.
They go up too, like forward?
Yeah. I think the first 2 rows go forward, but they really can be however you want.
Yeah, they should just be like.
And as we were taking pictures of these, putting them in the trees, they started to kind of like go all over the place, which I thought was pretty cute. You could even bend it again. This is the fun part. You can kind of move them so they're a little more 3D. Now for the back ones, I'm going to do the same, but upside down. So it's like an upside down L. And look at that.
Very cute. Oh, I did mine like up.
Wow, that's
like
so
he's
cute.
raising the roof.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah. Ooh, ooh. Okay. We are actually almost done. Are you ready to go to the wings?
Yes.
Yes. Or actually, let's add our
clothespin.
Let's add our clothespin and then we'll do the wings. Okay. So we have our nice and dry clothespin. Now you could use regular glue for this. You could even tape it. We're going to use hot glue just because we have it. You going to do it for me? Thank you.
Sure. Just a little dab.
Just a little dab will do you. That's great.
And we're doing this in the center. You can decide where you want to put it and where you want to clip it. We found actually just having it right in the center works really well. It's still very clippable to, whatever.
I miss my glue gun, Connie said.
Oh
no.
My gosh, you got to get down there. Oh.
I mean, even this is a cute little bug.
Yeah.
But I do think the wings really make this project. I think they're so cool.
Okay,
all right.
Now the wing.
Okay, so the next step for the wings is you want to have your wings folded back like this. This step is a little tricky. So you want to have your wings nice and folded.
Okay, she's got her wings ready.
Okay. I see some friends folding their wings, so I'm just going to give about 30 seconds before we move on. But I'm going to explain it and then I'll do it again. What you want to do is you want to find the center of your wings. And then you're going to take your scissors and you're going to snip them. So then you're going to have two wings. When we were coming up with this craft, we really tried to think of different ways we could do it. We originally thought we were going to kind of have the wings like this, but we had a hard time attaching them, and then they were covering up the body too much. So we went in all different directions. You could do yours however you want. Don't worry. So I'm going to actually do it this time. So we want to find the center, and then cut the wings in half to give you two wings. Just like that. Now, this is where the tape really comes in handy because, as you can see, if you let go, they're just going to open up. But we're going to add a piece of tape. Let me get my tape ready. We're going to add a piece of tape to this edge to almost close it, so it's going to be like a fan.
Yeah.
So I'm
where
going to
we cut.
Yep. So where we cut, I'm going to start the piece of tape on one side where we cut, keep it pinched closed, and then fold it over. And then look at that. We have a little fan. Great thing is I'm going to do it again. So if you were a little confused, don't worry. You want to start with the cut side up. Put a piece of tape on one side, keep it closed, fold it over. And there you have your wing. How cool.
Yes, mine are a little light.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Yeah, she's cute.
I like that.
Let me do some more dots here just because I didn't do them. Mine has freckles.
I love that. Okay, and now we're about to finish. This is where we attach our wings right to our cicada. So before I actually glue, I'm going to make sure that the colored parts of my wings are facing the outside, just so you really see that color.
So cute.
And then we can glue them. You can glue them however you want. You can glue them straight. I thought it'd be cute if they were almost like a little V. So I'm going to take a little bit of hot glue.
Oh my gosh. Connie said, I want my ringtone to be Dennis's giggle. We have Tina, awesome wings.
Thanks, Tina. Here we go. And then a little bit of hot glue. Of course, you could use craft glue. You're just going to need to let it sit for a few more minutes. What I like about craft glue, though, is you can take your time positioning them. With the hot glue, it's a little trickier. And there you have your wings. I mean, how cute are these?
This is so cute.
I think this would be so cute on top of like a plant, like you said.
Here's mine.
Radioactive.
Yes, the radioactive cicada. These are so cute. Did anyone finish their cicada? They want to show them to the camera, to the group? Or you're still working?
That's okay. We were kind of rushing at the end with this last step.
We were.
Well, while we wait for everyone to finish, what if we talk about the giveaway?
Yeah, so talk about the giveaway. And don't forget to sign up for our next class, August 5th. We're making these really adorable mini pocket notebooks.
Chanel.
Thank you. We're going to use these as photo albums, but of course you can use them however you'd like.
So we made these out of scrap paper. This is a
Oh
little
my gosh,
trick.
we
This
got
is
one.
a harder class than today's. This is a little more advanced, but these are super, super cool. And they make great photo albums, great pocket notebooks, all from craft paper. It's so crazy.
Yes.
Okay,
Anybody, this is your last chance. If you want to show your cicada to everyone, we'd love to see it. Or even if you're in process. Oh my gosh, that looks like a good cicada. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Oh, that one's so
adorable.
Cute.
I love those colors.
Yes, I love that. Was that like a pink or an orange? That's so pretty. Wow, I can tell you really worked hard on that. I love when you craft with us. That is so great. Before anybody else? You
want to hold up your cicada, Claire? Not today.
That's okay. You can always.
We got one. Emmy,
okay.
Emma G. Wow,
beautiful.
That is pretty. That almost looks like stained glass.
That is so beautiful. Those wings are gorgeous.
And that porch looks amazing. I'll be right over.
I know. Look at that nice sunlight. That's great. I love these. That one is so cute.
The Claire group is ready to show theirs.
That one is so great.
Who else we got? Ken and Katie. Oh, here's Claire group. Hold up your cicadas. Wow. Oh my gosh. Are those pom-pom eyes? I love those. Oh no, it's something else. The glitter. Wow.
Those eyes almost look 3D. Those are so fun. Oh, I love those. Those are adorable. Wonderful job.
Anyone else? Ken and Katie, you want to show yours?
Well, I'm going to talk about the giveaway. Oh, wait. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, Ken and Katie.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, those are so cute. That one looks like he's wearing glasses.
I love that you cut your own shapes instead of using the shears, the paper edgers. That looks so great. Okay, before we have to sign off, let's talk about the giveaway. In this giveaway, you're going to win both of the paper edgers. You're going to win kids scissors, the silicone mat, a pair of OG handled scissors, and I think we're throwing in a bone folder. This is a great giveaway. What you have to do, usually we say, answer this question, email us or send us a message on Instagram. Today it's send us one fact about cicadas. Now, you can search this. It can be nice and easy. It doesn't have to be anything long. You can just say, they live long time. You know, yes. It could be anything.
And we ask you to DM your answers either on our social media, Crafty Lumberjacks, or you can email your answers to craftylumberjacks@gmail.com.
Yes.
And then we gather up all the names and we'll reach out to you again if we win. We'll also share the link for next month's class.
Woo. Yes.
We hope you had a great time today. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate you. Have a great summer, and we hope to see you in August.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.